comments on today. I think I unenabled it yesterday by accident. Because my comments box is there today. Yesterday it wasn't. And thanks for all of you that I said this, because it was on the children's thing that I'd obviously tapped on. Well, it's a bit dark in the morning and couldn't see it. I thought it was YouTube messing about, but yeah, I think I did it by accident. See if anyone comes in this morning. Ooh. Pulled some cards this morning, and I'll put the picture up of them on the side before I came out. 3 cards, and like I said, I'll put them on the community page. But they were, if I can remember it in order, it was 8 of Cups, 8 of Cups, the Fool that we got the other day, and the Magician, which was brilliant because the message in that is the 8 of Cups had a girl on walking away to the sunshine. It's going to match up with what I'm about to speak about anyway. You know, to me, walking away from things that don't serve you, you don't need. Like I said, it's all about letting it go, walking away from home, that sort of stuff in our lives, you know. Then we had, what did I say it was? Oh yeah, the Fool, which is an indicator of new beginnings, because if you're letting stuff go and you're walking away from stuff that doesn't serve you or make you feel well or, bring you to any form of balance in your life, or what is the point? And then we've got the Magician. You are the magician, you are the creator of your own reality. So, it's still the same message, because that's what we're doing. And what I was also about to say is, just get down here a bit further. They've got a woman coming past with the dogs. Quite a few dog walkers out at this time. Don't be able to see them, but see 2 people there. So yeah, like I said, walking away from stuff, new beginnings, and you are the creator of your own reality. So within that, and I have said this before, we're in mid-October now. For those who understand the codes, those who don't get what I'm talking about, doesn't really matter. There's truths coming out on a daily basis, of what's been going on and how things are getting pulled down, and MSM don't put it out, but it is coming through more and more. And you can see there'll be a time, there'll be a time that people lose the shit more because they can't handle the truth. That goes on very many levels. But this is why I've always said, we haven't been in unity. We're still not quite in the unity, because, as I've said before, not a lot of people, a lot of people have still got to wake up to the truth. You can't be in unity when others have not seen the truth and they're battling, because, as you've known, even through the time of lockdown, everyone arguing on what was right and what was, should you be doing this, should you be doing that. It wasn't unity, and it won't be proper unity until the truth is seen by all, because then people realise and understand. I've said that many times. So we've not been in that, and I think that's why, people get a bit frustrated and mad and a bit bonkers, because they think it's about that, like I said, which it is, but it's not been happening on that greater level, because there's still a lot that needs to come out. And also with that, with everything that's gone on, especially in the past couple of weeks with Mrs. Queenie in London, which we all know what state that is, to me it was a marker for a lot of us. It was also a massive marker for sovereignty worldwide. That's why a lot of countries have backed out of certain things, trying to pull the country back together. This is also you. It's all connected, taking back your sovereignty, and we're taking back our lives, and everything involved in that, because of the programming and everything. And people are feeling in fear that they couldn't do things, or the fear that, the media and those that own the media and so on and so forth have had over us for a long time. You can feel them energies changing, and you can see those who are taking back their lives and empowering themselves, like I said, with things you love to do, what you want to put out, if you're focusing on those sort of things. It's, to me, getting stronger and stronger as these times go forth, and they're quickening up anyway. And to bring that in, especially with the energies that are coming in. We've been through a lot of retrogrades recently, and that can send you a bit batty, especially if you're not resting up and stuff like that, and listening to your body, and also going with nature, because when they pop up, it can be quite hard. But that's why there's been a lot of people getting all like, yeah, but I think they've stopped now. They might still be at the end of the tail, I don't know, but at the end of the day, the biggest focus is on everybody taking their lives back, and not sitting in the past, because the past, it makes you move, but it's in the now that you heal. So if you're always in the past, banging on about the past, and a lot of people do, we've all done it, there's different ways of, it could be anything, the way you were brought up, relationships, friendships, a business ship, anything. People have got to learn to let go, because funnily enough, we were watching a film the other night called what was it called, Ghost Town or something, with Ricky Gervais in it, and a message I saw in there, because he started seeing ghosts, and he did die, he did come back, but he thought he was trying to help people when these ghosts kept coming to him, because they see that he could see them, and they wanted closure, because they were still, like earthbound sort of thing, and they weren't going where they were supposed to be going. And he thought it was because they had issues in this world, but at the end it wasn't. It was the people they were with, like one of them was a relationship and they'd got divorced, but it was the woman who he'd got divorced from, who was with someone else now, but because he died, this guy, it was the issue she had with not letting him go kept him here. And I thought, exactly, the issues people have with their own shit, or people, and even people that are not here anymore, if you're still in that energy, you're not letting that person go, or that thing, or whatever it is, and you're keeping it here. So when I say taking your life back, I mean letting go and moving forward, and then, that's a ripple effect. Which makes total sense, because if you've ever lived in the past, for a short time, meaning rethinking on things when that's not happening now, it keeps you locked in that prison. Trauma moves us, it helps to move us, but the strongest people are the ones, who can move from it. They can talk about things sometimes, but it's a bit like, we'll leave it there because that's not the now. And that doesn't define who I am, like I said before. People who get depressed are people who think a lot on the past. People who get anxiety are people who think a lot on the future. It's all in the now. And either one way looking at it, that way or that way, can make you ill. Because you're not living in the now. If everything's okay now, like I say, in the world of everything going on, but now, right now, this minute, why are you listening to me? Is this minute now? Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you okay? Just breathe into that. And that's what the now is. It's not, this was this then, and maybe that would be that in the future. As I'm always telling my mum, it's not happened yet, so what are you worrying about? So, so like I said, the last card that came out was a magician, because you are a very powerful being, and you create your own reality. So if you know that, take it back, and start working on, taking your life back. That's for everybody. That's what came out in the cards. Like I said, unity is not quite here yet on the full scale, because the truth isn't being seen by everybody. It's there for people to see, and that's what I'm saying. People had ample time, especially in the past couple of years, 3 years, whatever it's been now, to have had the information that's been given, that's seen, to check it out. That's why people research. Because if people say that's not happening, which a lot of people say, the news said, or whatever they say, programmed responses, it's like, that's why you're supposed to research and question everything. That's why you're supposed to go and have a look and actually see away from the media, what the people in the world are actually saying, not what the media is saying, because we all know the media's controlled. But it will start coming through, it is coming through. Had ample time to do that. And learn the truth. The truth will set you free. And when people do, the rest, because this is why this shift is happening, this is why there's a big operation happening, it's all entwined with each other to wake the world up. You can't have proper unity if people aren't seeing the real truth. So it's not, not hard to comprehend really. It's pretty easy. Are you looking forward to the future? I am. It depends where you're putting your priorities in life. Like I say, that's a lot to do with what you're focusing on in the now, and the actions you're taking to put your priorities into action. Like I said, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of information, you have to be careful, and you have to be careful not to absorb every single piece, and even let some of that go, or take some of it with a pinch of salt, because I see a lot of people who take absolutely shitloads of information in, and they don't filter it out. they don't sieve it out of the system. I see people when they do a lot of doing what suits to fit the narrative. Just taking my coat off, hang on a minute. So yeah, getting home, walking this fast. Let's get across the road. If you take on too much information, you'll never know what the truth is anyway, because you'll always flick to one thing to another, trying to work out, trying to work it all out. You don't need to do that, because once you know the basics, you can see what's going on. You know what's going on, you know the truth when it comes out, you know when something comes out in the media, you know when it's full of shit, you know when, and that's on every platform, that's on YouTube as well, anywhere that is putting stuff out, you can see it. And that's why you don't have to be worried. It's been going in the direction it's been going, which is a good direction. It's been building all the time, like we had a picture ages ago of a snowball, when a little snowball goes down a hill, it picks up momentum, picks up everybody in it, it gets bigger and bigger until it's just this one big massive ball of truth. And that's what's happening, that's what's been happening. You can see it clear as day. And it's funny because somebody said today, I think it was, and I'm not saying who it was because I've heard people say this before, and then I know they weren't saying it in a funny way, but because the video I put about Mr. T, I hope he is for, the right side, you could say, and not the same side as the coin. Well, that's a programmed response because that's what people say, and that's why I've always said, if anyone's ever done any research on him and how, what he's done in the past with helping people, this, that and the other, the way he is, what he was saying about America, which also goes for the world, then you'd understand he wasn't. And another thing, remember, he was being asked to brought in because he was a businessman, not a politician. A businessman, why? Because America was a corporation like most places, so you can tell he's not. And the biggest thing I've always said, you can tell, is by tuning in, which I did when this whole thing started, and never got this, because I get like these vibrations and I can tell, and he wasn't. But that's people to figure out themselves. Bit late in the game for that now. But I know that wasn't, but you do get people who say that, because to me, yeah, that has been like that all the time. It's one side saying they're different and they're not. It's better for the same team, because that's how they get people, as we know. That's why I've never voted in my life. But if you believe in change, where does the change come in? Of course it's going to come out there in the world. Gaia Mother Earth is a material world. It's what's manifested here. So obviously people of, the ones who are doing right, good, are going to come up in different ways that you might think there's no way. But of course it is. We've all manifested this for time, like I said, it's all being played out, you can see. And that's because of the video I put up about him talking about 17. The reason why he's talking about 17 and he's dropping a lot more key posts is because he's always been part of that team and the military, which I've said a million times with a lot of other people. If you know what 17 is all about and who's involved, then you'll know. The reason why you can talk more on it now is because it's safer to. I'm not saying it wasn't as safe when he used to throw a few things out, but we know there was attacks and assassination things going on and everything, but he's protected by the military and other things. And you know, if it's safer to say that now and do that now and look at all the people there again, that's because we're taking it back. Remember who fell a few weeks ago? Yeah, there's probably a few power struggles in some countries. I know that's going on, but the people are waking up. Like I said, people have got to think, how would you put a plan together? And it's not just a recent plan, it's been in since the 1940s, 50s. It's been in for a very long time. How would you put it together? And it's not just one person, you know, and it's not just one country. It's, you could say, the good guys in all sorts of different areas and countries that are helping with this, you know, that got sick of the manipulation and the mafia type control, because basically that's what it is, because area mafia. So dates back been happening over, you know, history, because we've been telling the wrong history. You know, we've all been repeating it, but not this time. And this is where it ends. That's what I see anyway. Like I say, that's why I'm not worried about what they're projecting out in the world. Because the news, apparently there was a newspaper, The Express, saying something like, I think my dad sent it to me, Charles, and let's not call him king, because he isn't, he hasn't been, you don't automatically go to the king. He's got to be, is it the carnation? That's not happened, has it? Has he got to sit on that stone? Whatever. So programme response is going out into the people, because that's what they'll call him now, king, when he's not. It's not automatically, it doesn't automatically go over to him, saying that he couldn't be arrested because he's exempt. And I thought, why are they bringing arrests up? Like, why are they bringing that up? Why would they be putting that up into the people's head to say he's exempt? You know what I mean? If he's done a crime of things that we believe, then it doesn't matter who you are, what royal standing you have. And remember, you might not be able to be tried by the normal justice system, because we know that's corrupt. It's military tribunals. Different. Because it's to do with treason and a lot of other stuff. So, yeah. That's why I say, when you do your research, you start to see what's going on. And then when you're adding it up with what the news are trying to put out, like, why would be putting that out? You know, it makes more sense. Because obviously, I thought you said the media lied. I'm like, yeah, they do, but it is it is trickling through. It has trickled through on some places like, you know, Australia, Sky News, different things, as we've all seen, those that, you know, are aware. And it will do, because we did say a while back, and I keep telling people, because people forget all the time about any posts and stuff, the media will be the last to be taken down, because they're the families that own, basically, the media. And when they go down, there's no brainwashing. But the best way to do it is to do it, let them dig their own hole, which is what they're doing. Like I said, they put the lies out. They can't go back on the lies, because then the whole world sees that they're lying. So they keep going forward, and you're seeing it, because it's getting really stupid, some of it, really, you know, what they're putting out. And people are seeing it, or scratching their heads and thinking, what? So either way, they're digging themselves a hole, which is the best way, because they're doing it for themselves. You know, and that's why I love the JP, who does the funny way of waking people up, and it's hilarious. And then there's like Clown Planet and different things where it's showing you know, it's like the white hats are in some of the media, because it's that ridiculous. It's like, how can people not see? And even a guy at work was saying yesterday, he said, oh, do they do this, what's it called, to the brain? I said, oh, you mean, yeah, they do loads, they do monitor training, you know, they do the, they used to do the electrical things on your brain, didn't they, you know, it's a bit like hypnotism, but they do mind control. I said, if you ever see the film Conspiracy with Mel Gibson in, they do all that to him, and I said, they made him believe that he killed someone, so he'd take the rap for whoever it was. But then he realised in the end he didn't kill this person. I think he was trying to save him or something, because they made him think like that. But he also had to fake his death to keep the woman safe, but she knew in the end. And to me, go to plan to take these fuckers down, which is what's happening. And that's all in the JFK Jr. Energy as well. And also, hi Sue, is it Sue? Oh, Rachel, sorry. Didn't see you there, just waffled onto myself. And, you know, Coolio, what's gone on with Coolio? I mean, did they take him out? Is he still there? Because I believe there's a lot of things going on where I think the world's going to be quite surprised. But either way, whatever, the point is, these people who try to speak out, that's what they do. But I believe that's being counteracted on a massive scale. Not of the when and where. Like I keep saying to people, as this goes on, what are you doing in your lives to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself balanced, to keep your mindset especially balanced? Because like I said, people are losing the shit. Also to be living, hi Carl, also to be living your life and taking your life back. And doing that, you know, like they say, being a light in the world, doing the things that you need to do, that helping you, your families, your friends and whatever, to push forward in these times, because I do believe they're going to get quite sticky over autumn, winter. But like I keep saying, if you follow the patterns of nature and rest up and retreat a little bit, because that's what autumn and winter is about, you know, resting up, your body's telling you to rest. If you get a cold, you know, that a lot of us do get every year, but everyone seems to forget that we do. It's your body telling you to rest. It's your body giving you a message. If you're not going to listen to that message and rest up, even if it's a few days in bed or chilling out or whatever, you'll get sicker. So, you know, you've got to look after yourself. I'm thinking I may be on later on today, but it might not be later, it might be, I don't know, from 6 or something. Might come and do a reading, we'll see. But I'm going to put the cards up that I just pulled out this morning. Like I said, they were the Eight of Cups, the Fool and the Magician. You're moving away and walking to happier days, you know, taking back your life, new beginnings. And, you know, we have to build all that, new beginnings. And the Magician, which is you create your own reality. So it's up to you at the end of the day. You know, people either can sit in one energy or sit in another, and it's all up to you. It's not up to anybody else. It's you that creates it, so you have to go and make it. And I'll see you later. Bye.